The world had been destroyed by a cataclysm that warped time, space, and the very essence of Earth. What remained of civilization was plunged into chaos. The great cities, once symbols of power and prosperity, were now ruins occupied by mutant creatures and malevolent mystical forces that dominated vast regions. In this bleak landscape, a lone warrior stood out. Zara, a fearless leader whose strength and courage had become the hope of a devastated world. Before we dive into this epic adventure, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and comment below what theme you'd like to see next. Zara was no ordinary warrior. Forged in brutal battles, her scars told stories of victories won against merciless enemies. Armed with an energy sword, a relic from a lost age, she led a group of equally fearless women. At her side were Kira, a powerful sorceress who mastered the arcane arts, and Tara, a swift and lethal fighter, specializing in hand-to-hand combat. Together, they formed the last line of defense against the darkness consuming the world. Zara's mission was clear: to destroy the Dark Core, a powerful source of black magic controlled by Maleva, an ancient sorceress who sought to plunge Earth into an era of eternal darkness. The core, hidden deep within the dreaded obsidian fortress, was protected by legions of mutant creatures, deadly traps, and unspeakable horrors. Time was running out, as Maleva's magic was slowly eroding the Earth's essence, and each day brought the world closer to total annihilation. The warriors' journey was marked by relentless challenges. They crossed irradiated deserts where the heat was unbearable and mutant creatures lurked beneath the dunes. They passed through dead forests where twisted trees seemed to watch their every step, ready to trap them in a nightmare maze. With each new battle, Zara led with near superhuman strength, her sword slicing through the enemies in her path. Kira, her hands glowing with spells, wielded arcane power to protect her companions and obliterate any mystical threats. Tara, with her lethal agility, dispatched enemies with precise strikes, moving like a shadow across the battlefield. The approach to the obsidian fortress was a final test of endurance. The fortress was an immense monument of black stone, pulsing with malevolent energy. Inside, the Dark Core awaited, radiating power as ancient as the world itself. The shadows of the fortress seemed alive, lurking, as the warriors cautiously advanced. Inside, traps lay everywhere, from narrow hallways that collapsed with the slightest misstep to grotesque creatures conjured by Maleva's magic, hiding in the shadows, ready to strike. Upon reaching the central hall of the fortress, Zara felt the weight of the mission. The Dark Core gleamed with a cold, cruel light, surrounded by dark energies that rippled through the air. Maleva, clad in a dark cloak and with a piercing gaze, was waiting. The final confrontation would not be easy. The sorceress's power manifested in monstrous creatures and mystical attacks that shook the very foundation of the fortress. With unshakable determination, Zara advanced toward the core, knowing every second counted. While Kira and Tara battled the creatures, destroying the last guardians of the artifact, Zara focused on the source of all evil. Her energy sword gleamed brightly, reflecting the core's power. With a precise and devastating strike, she plunged the blade into the heart of the dark energy, destroying the source of the malevolent power and sealing Maleva's fate. The explosion of energy that followed shook the entire fortress, causing it to collapse. The warriors, exhausted and wounded, managed to escape just in time, watching as the obsidian fortress crumbled into ruins. The earth, though still scarred, had been saved from total destruction. Zara, Kira, and Tara knew the fight to restore the world was far from over. The destruction of the Dark Core was only a victory in a larger war, but as long as they stood united, No matter how dark the threat, there would always be hope. If you enjoyed this epic adventure, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Stay tuned for the next thrilling journey into the unknown.